Hello there. Today I'm going to talk to you about my story, how I got to the point of realizing that long-term travel and being a digital nomad is possible for someone like me who didn't come from money, is not independently wealthy. Anyway, I also want to tell you about what my mission is now that I have come to this realization and decided to go down this path. So, my journey starts when I was 16 years old because I have a cousin who graduated from law school and then worked abroad in Spain for 2 years. Now, after I found that out, I was just amazed because I never even considered the idea of moving to a different country and living there. It never crossed my mind up until that point. And even after he told me about it, to be honest, y'all, I wrote it off. I was like, oh, he comes from money. Like, they're good over there. They can go wherever they want to go, right? And so that was my first bit of exposure, even though I didn't see it for myself. And then when I was 18, I joined the military, and my job was a translator. They assigned me my language, which is Arabic, and I went on to study Arabic for almost a year and a half. And as I studied, I had a team of native Arabic speakers. And so they all came from different Arab countries, which was amazing. So 2 of them were from Sudan, 2 of them were from Iraq, 2 of them were from Egypt, and 1 of them was from Tunisia. And it was just amazing because, you know, people are always proud of their countries. They will tell you the wonderful things about them, the things they enjoy. And so I got that insider perspective because, you know, the way the Middle East is portrayed in media, at least media that I had seen up until that point, was not good at all. So in that learning process, I learned all about, I didn't realize that Iraq, specifically Baghdad, is where nations, like countries from all over the world, sent their brightest minds to really hone in on their intellect. I get, like, it was the cradle of civilization. What? You didn't see that in your media, did you? But anyway, so at that point I realized I really enjoyed the process of getting to know about these different places, and it made me want to see them for myself. And so as we were studying Egypt and the pyramids and the Library of Alexandria, I was like, how cool would it be to go and see these things for myself? And so even though I didn't see a way to do that, because again, money, hello, I was an E3 at the time in the military. I was getting, I thought this was a lot of money at the time. I was getting $1,500 a month, $750 every paycheck. I was winning in my books, okay? Anyway, so I thought it would be cool, but it was still not within the realm of possibility for me quite yet. And then also at that time, I realized how much I enjoyed engaging with people in their language. Like, it's such an amazing feeling for me to be able to talk to someone in their language. Like, even if I'm stumbling my way through it, it just, nothing beats that feeling when you're getting the hang of it, I would say. So yeah, and then after that, I actually moved to Georgia, and I reconnected with an uncle on my dad's side, well, my only uncle on my dad's side, who I hadn't seen since I was a child, because he lives in Atlanta and I was in the area. So once I reconnected with him, I realized he was super big into travel. So he had gone so many different places. He has refrigerator magnets from everywhere that he's been. His fridge is full. Like, he ain't got space on the front, on the side. He's everywhere, okay? And this is not just in the US. He also traveled internationally, and I just thought that was amazing. And again, I was like, he got money. Of course he can do that. So you're probably sensing a pattern here of, I have seen people do the thing, but I have also been like, they had money. Like, I don't have that, so I could never, kind of thing. And so yeah, I got back here, and not back here, I came here to Georgia in 2019, December 2019, reconnected with my uncle, and then I worked here doing my job. I quickly realized that it wasn't for me. It didn't align well with my personality and how sensitive I am as a person. It weighed on me a lot. Like, I would leave work with a headache every day. It was not ideal. And so, of course, I signed a contract, so I was still going to show up and do my job, but it was a lot. And so, especially after the pandemic, is that still a word we can't say? I said it. After what happened in 2020, not after, during, I should say, I got really big into YouTube, watching a ton of different YouTube videos all the time. Like, it was always background noise at all times. And in that process, I came across Rashida, Stephanie, and Adelia, which, if you're on this channel, you probably know them already. They're like the travel trifecta in my mind for Black women. I don't, that's how I categorize them. Anyway, I came across them, I want to say, in 2022. And so I was consuming all of the content I could get my hands on. And especially when Rashida and Stephanie did 12 days of career breaks, it was just so many different women sharing their paths to career breaks and how they made it happen. Women sharing how they were able to afford to travel, all these things. So it really opened my mind to the idea. So I wasn't like, they got money, of course they could. I was more like, oh wow, they actually didn't have a lot of money and yet they were able to do this. Or, wow, I never considered this as a way of making money to support myself abroad. So it really broadened my horizons. It stopped me from ruling travel out for myself. And then in February of 2023, I booked a one-on-one call with Rashida so that I could prepare. I mean, really, I'm the type of person, I'm not proud of this, I just want to say that, but I'm the type of person where I will know what I want to do, and for whatever reason, I'm not fully on board until someone else says, hey, that's a great idea, you should do it. So that was the reason I booked that call with Rashida. I was like, okay, she's the expert. She'll be able to tell me if this makes sense or not. And she was. And actually, she helped me more than I was prepared for, because I was thinking, okay, I'll do a 6-month career break and then I'll come back and I will start. I wanted to be a realtor. If I had decided to stay in the U.S., I probably would have gone ahead and gotten my license and all that, because I do think that would be pretty fun. I don't know. So yeah, I talked to Rashida and she was like, you can actually do a year. And I was like, 9 months. Like, I just could not, you know how it is. You get nervous about money, and even if it's there, you're like, but I don't want to use it all. I don't, so whatever. But anyway, she planted that seed of 1 year in my brain. And so I went on from there with the idea that once I get out of the military in June of 2024, I'm going to take some time off from working, just going to live my best life, travel the world, and then I'll come back and rejoin the workforce. And then in July of 2023, I had a medical emergency, and I had the ambulance, like I called 911, an ambulance came and picked me up from my house. They were taking their time, by the way. Like, I could have bled out if I was bleeding a lot. I'm looking at you, Gold Star, Gold Cross. Anyway, so they rushed me to the nearest hospital. I say nearest because if they had taken me to the hospital on base, it would have been free, but it was also like the furthest away from where I live, and with the way my pain was set up, I was not trying to do that. Anyway, so I go to the ER at this local hospital, and they treat me, question mark. They ran some tests, and they still couldn't figure out what was wrong, and they recommended I follow up with my physician, and so it was just useless is what it was. And so about a week later, I got a letter in the mail from a one Gold Cross. Now y'all know what this letter was. It was a bill. was a bill from the ambulance, and the bill came out to, let me look down, $1,876. Okay. So I looked at this and I tried to, okay. So then I'm like, all right, cool, let me call them. I got insurance. You know, my insurance will take care of this, right? It will, right? And so I called and I asked the lady about it. I told her about my insurance and she was like, we actually have to give the insurance company, like, I think she said 30 or 45 days to respond, and then they'll know if the insurance company pays anything, and then they'll be able to tell me what I owe if the insurance company didn't cover it. Okay? So then, shortly after that, I got another letter from, was it a letter or did I check online? Because after I got this letter from the ambulance, I was like, if the ambulance charged me, I know the hospital charged me. So I might have looked it up online. Honestly, I can't remember. But anyway, I looked to see if I had a bill from them. And sure enough, I had a bill of, I think it was 5,200. I don't remember. It was 5,000 something, right? So, again, I was like, hey, does my insurance cover this? And I guess it's standard procedure, like they give the company a certain amount of time to, I don't know, make the determination of if they're going to cover it or not. And so in those weeks before I found out whether my insurance would cover it or not, I was stressed, y'all, because $7,000 is a lot of money. And especially with me planning for my career break, I was like, that's going to really set me back. And so eventually, I did find out my insurance covered everything. I didn't pay a single bill. And you know I got them to send me my zero balance statements in the mail and email, because we are not playing them games. Don't come back and say I owe you money. Anyway, after that happened, I realized that I could not afford to live in the United States after I left my job. Like, I can't, because I'm lucky that being in the military, I have insurance that covered my medical bills, right? But when I'm out, it's just me. I'm on my own, and don't even get me started on the cost of health insurance and, you know, it having to be connected to a job. Just, I realized, okay, I gotta rethink this. And so my plan went from, let me do a career break when I get out of the military, to let me figure out how I can not live in the US. And listen, I'm here to say, I don't have all the answers. I don't have it all figured out quite yet, but I am so committed to not having to live here that I'm ready. Like, I've been saving. I'm still saving. I've been looking at places I want to go. I've been looking at the cost of living in different places. I am leaving. Now, of course, sustaining myself is a whole other thing that I'm gonna have to figure out as I go. But yeah, I have to give myself this chance to not be stuck here, because it's just, I want to have peace of mind. You know, that's the whole thing. And so now you know my story of how I got to this point of thinking that I could do this whole long-term slow travel digital nomad thing. And now it's time for my mission, which is to be an example. Just like how I told y'all, Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dow, and Adelia Aborashade of Picky Girl Travels the World changed the trajectory of my life by showing me that it is absolutely possible. Seeing those black women doing this travel thing was just a game changer. Like, and I think it, honestly, a lot of it had to do with the fact that I couldn't just write them off as being wealthy or having a lot of money. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I did write off Rashida. When I found out that she was a lawyer and she retired early, I was like, of course she can travel the world. So as you can see, I was always looking for ways to explain why I would not be able to do this travel thing. But then came Stephanie Perry, who she had a regular job just like the rest of us, and she realized that she needed to get away, and she saved up, I believe, $14,000 for her career break. for a year and 10 days. Like, what? So the excuses were gone. There was no, oh, she was rich, of course she could, oh, she had a lot of money. No, it was only, wow, I might actually be able to do that myself. And then with Adelia, her story of, you know, taking a pay cut to teach English in Honduras, that opened my eyes to the ability to live abroad by teaching English somewhere. And that's, if I really just wanted to get away, I can just go teach English in a different country, and boom, I've accomplished my mission. So they really opened my eyes up and showed me that travel is actually a possibility for me. And with that in mind, I would like to be another one of those examples for, especially for Black women and Black girls, because I know the difference that representation makes. I know that me seeing them allowed me to see myself doing those things. And I say you can never have too much representation. So I'm here to be that for other young girls and women coming after me, deciding to go out and travel the world. If they come across me, maybe they'll later on be like, yeah, I saw Mimi's channel and then I realized that I could XYZ. So that is my mission for this channel, just to be another example and to also help people along the way other people have helped me with, whether it was content, with coaching, with online courses, whatever. Like, I want to be able to help people in the way that I was helped. And so with that said, y'all, I created an email, mimislowtravels@gmail.com. If you want to reach me, that's how you can reach me. It's on my YouTube channel thing. I will also link it in this video. And now, I don't have a business yet, and I won't have one that's making money at all until at least June, because, you know, I have a job right now. I'm good with that. I'm not trying to go through the hoops of earning income outside of the military and having to route the forms, and just no. So with that said, I'm not collecting any money from anyone until at least June 5th, 2024. So if you were to reach out to me at that email and there was something you wanted help with, whether that's planning for traveling, or if you just want someone to talk to about your plans, maybe you want to brainstorm some ideas, reach out to me. You will not be charged. Do it. Now, if you hit my inbox after June 5th, 2024, when I'm unemployed, this offer is not going to be there anymore. So I say that to say, if you're already here with me now, when I'm just starting out, I posted my first video like 3 weeks ago, then I would love to help you free of charge. Like, thank you for coming along with me. That would be my way of showing my appreciation. And so, yeah, reach out to me in my inbox. Or if this is in the future and you're another YouTube channel and you're like, I would love to collaborate with Mimi, reach out to me in my inbox. Come on, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, drop me a like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop me a comment or reach out to me in my inbox. Anyway, y'all, take care. Subscribe if you don't want to miss my next video, which is going to be about how I'm financially preparing for this digital nomad situation. And yeah, bye.